If you're a business owner out here trying to fund your business, I can almost guarantee you're using outdated methods like getting net 30s for an example. And take it from someone who has gotten over 500K in business funding and has also helped over 300 business owners fund their business. You definitely don't want to waste time using wrong, outdated methods. So in this video, I'm going to show you this new way that myself and other business owners have used to fund their business faster than they ever thought was possible. So let's head over to my computer and break everything down. So we are at my computer now, and I want to be breaking down in this video how you can get your business to 100K or even above 100K in business funding using this new method. Okay, and I wanted to go over the old way first, the new way. The old way is randomly applying for loans, credit cards, etc. Could be any type of business funding product. Okay, I went over this to the intro, getting net 30s, thinking you're building business credit. Okay, that's a very common thing that a lot of business owners do. Apply to 5 banks at one time. I know you've heard people talking about, oh yeah, have 3, 4, 5 tabs open and apply online and hit submit. I'm telling you guys that's not gonna work in today's underwriting and banking world we live in right now. Okay, no business structure or credit strategy as well, not having your stuff properly framed and credit lined up correctly. All right, smart entrepreneurs aren't just applying, they're positioning. That's what you want to do as a business owner, is to be able to position yourself to get the funding that your business needs. And at any point, if you just like, hey, I just want to fast track this process and see if we can help you one-on-one, you can click the link in the pinned comment. We'll be able to hop on a call and help you out. But let's kind of go ahead and get into the nitty-gritty. So step 1, build business fundability, your flight plan, as I like to call this. All right. So the first order of business is to have your LLC or corporation properly set up. You don't want to be out here applying as a sole prop or anything like that. That's very common for a lot of people to do. You definitely don't want to do that. Secondly, having your EIN registered. And again, a lot of this stuff I might say right here, you may think, oh, yeah, I already know this already. But again, keep watching, because we're going to get into some things you may not know. But having your EIN registered, again, is kind of goes into that sole prop type of situation. You want to have that EIN and entity set up so you can separate yourself from the business. Business address, okay? And you want to be careful with the virtual addresses, all right? A lot of times people go out and they don't want to use their home address, so they go get a virtual address from Regis or Opus or whoever, right? Any one of these virtual address companies. But banks don't like virtual address companies anymore. Okay, and so they use a tool that they can look and see if it's a mail receiving agency, which is basically what a virtual office is. They can use a tool to see if it is showing up that way, and if it is, it's going to be a red flag for you as a business owner. And in a lot of cases, you won't even be able to open up a business bank account using a virtual address. So you want to go through the proper channels and make sure that you are checking, if you are using a virtual address, check the address, make sure it's not showing up as a mail receiving agency. I won't go over that too much in this video, but I do have a video. We'll link it up in the card up top and in the description, where I kind of go more into detail on how you can check that out. Next, you want to have professional business email and phone number. So not having your personal cell phone number as your business phone number. Also not using at Gmail or at yahoo.com. You want to have your domain name as your business email address. And this is a real important one I'm going to go over right now. No high risk NAT codes. Okay. Also no red flag business names. You want to have very simple business names or LLC names. Jones Enterprises, Jones Solutions, stuff like that. You want to have something real generic, so it's not really known what you do. You don't have to spell out what your business does in your LLC name. That's a common thing. And then with these high risk NAT codes, I want to be careful with that too. A lot of people that are in like trucking or real estate, those are automatically going to put you with that high risk NAT code. So you want to be mindful of that. And also you can change these codes from bank to bank, so you want to be aware of that. Really, the key is you want to make sure all your documents align and are ready for lender review. Your business must look as fundable as it is functional. All right, that is a very key thing. You need to make sure that it's functional and that it looks like it's functional. That's like you got a real business, basically. Okay, so step 2 is the Omni Target system. This is going to be your secret weapon. Now I'm going to talk about how we do this when we work with our clients in our funding program, but I'm going to show you how you can kind of adapt this to something that you may be doing if you're doing this and trying to fund your business on your own. So our system, our Omni Target system, it actually uses AI and lender data to match your credit profile and business structure to funding sources most likely to say yes. And this is where a lot of business owners go wrong. They may be enrolled in a YouTube university watching a whole bunch of random different videos, and they just see Joe Blow got approved for $60,000 at a certain bank. And that person may have a 750 credit score, and they think, oh, well, I got a 752. I should be getting approved for the same thing. And it doesn't really work like that. Okay, guys, there's region specific things. There's like we just went over the NAT codes, industry types, different things on a credit profile. Not every 750 is made equal. So there's a lot of things that go into that. So that's why you want to have a lender data kind of matchup so that you can match your specific data points with what banks are going to work best for your business. All right. And also what this Omni Target system does is it avoids random denials and wasted inquiries because it's a very targeted approach. It also identifies the best cards, lines of credit, lenders for your exact situation. So you may be wondering how you could do this yourself. So what you could do is kind of build a portfolio of banks in your area that, after you've done your own due diligence and research, that may align with your business type and your credit profile. And that's how you can strategically build a strategy for your business. Okay. Because this has to be based on your credit profile and your business. Also, you have to make sure you're applying for the right financial products, which we're going to go over later in this video. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But this is how our clients are consistently getting 50K, 100K, or even 250K plus in approvals. It's not who you apply to, it's when and how you apply. All right, and this is my man Gino, who got over 200K in business funding, leveraging this first step that I'm talking about right here, or the second step, the Omni Target system. Leveraging that, he was able to get over 200K for his business. I believe we got this video on our channel if you want to check it out after this one. But if you're enjoying this video so far, go ahead and smash that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications so you will be notified every time I drop a new video. And next, we're about to go ahead and get into step 3. All right, so step 3 in this process is going to be optimizing your personal credit, aka your launch pad. So the number one key you want to focus on here is not having a lot of inquiries. This will kill you. This is what makes you look like you're thirsty for credit, or credit hunting as they call it. You want to make sure you don't have any, or I'd say more than 2 new inquiries or new accounts within the last 3 to 6 months if your goal is to try to apply for business funding. All right. You want to make sure that you keep your utilization under 10%, ideally under 5%. A lot of times people are in that personal credit mindset of thinking, oh, if I'm under 30%, I'm good. If I'm under 20%, I'm good. Business funding is a lot different. So you really want to be at 10% or under. Sometimes you make it slide with 15. But again, if you want to be optimal, 10% or under, again, ideally under 5%. You also want to remove all negative remarks. This is very important. If you need help on this, we got a free funding community where we break a lot of these credit removal strategies down, and also our funding strategies down. So you can go ahead and click the link in the pinned comment if you want to learn more about that. But we can help you get this stuff off if you need help. And you also want to aim for a 700 plus FICO score. This is almost a non-negotiable in today's business funding world. You're going to need to use your personal credit. I know sometimes you see all these people out here talking about no PG this and no PG that. Those are either net 30s or it's revenue based funding, which you're going to need to be making upwards of 15K a month bare minimum to get access to stuff like that. So again, if you want traditional business funding, you're gonna need at least a 700 FICO score for the most part. Okay, sometimes you can get away with maybe like a 660, 680 if you got financials, but if not, that's where you need to be. Okay, use My FICO or Experian for accurate reporting. A lot of times people use Credit Karma, Credit Sesame, Smart Credit, Identity IQ, all these different platforms that will give you your Vantage score in most cases. The problem with that is nobody uses that. A lot of these banks you're going to be applying to, they use FICO, either FICO 8, FICO 9, or FICO 10. So you want to be looking at what the banks look at. These are my two recommendations, My FICO and Experian. So personal credit is the rocket fuel that powers your funding approvals. So make sure you are aware of that. Personal credit is going to be your key to success. So step 4, leverage relationships. Your funding fast pass is what I call this. Okay. So specifically with our program, we leverage vetted banking contacts and insider knowledge. And a lot of these videos that I make on my channel is based upon either my funding journey, our clients, what they're doing every single week, and also our banking contacts that we talk to every single week as well. So I try to give you guys as much updated information as I possibly can, but it is very hard to do that on YouTube when you're talking to hundreds, if not thousands of people. Okay. So we use vetted banking contacts, and that's what people get access to when they decide to work with us. But the key is, if you're doing this on your own, you want to build real relationships with decision makers. So not just going into the bank and talking to a random banker. We're talking about trying to get a step or 3 steps above the branch, trying to get to a business relationship manager, trying to get to a regional manager, maybe even a branch manager in some cases. These are the people that you need to get in contact with if you're doing this on your own to be able to try to get your business funded. You also want to structure your applications for maximum approval odds. We talked about this earlier in the video, but structuring your application, knowing the right data points for your business, knowing your revenue numbers and your personal income numbers. If you don't have financials to show, that stuff is very important. That's going to determine what you may or may not get approved for limit wise. Okay, so that stuff is very important, and you want to make sure you got that down pat. With our setup, our vetted contacts can even help you bypass standard underwriting limits. Okay, that's very, very common if you're just applying online. And again, this doesn't matter if you're working with us or not. If you're doing this on your own, you want to get those business relationship managers or those higher up people at these banks, because you just applying online is going to severely limit what you can get approved for with most of these financial institutions. Relationships open doors that credit scores alone can't. That's just a simple fact with this business funding stuff. So you want to make sure you're aware of that. Step 5, stack and scale. So use 0% interest business credit cards for startup capital. Typically, if you're a startup, that's what you're mainly going to be able to get approved for. You want to use lines of credit for working capital and inventory. Use equipment financing for vehicle or equipment purchases. Use SBA funding for major expansion or business acquisition. And then you want to use credit wisely to fuel growth, not just survive. Don't get this business funding and be like a lot of these people out here that are just living off the credit, or they're just, tricking off or whatever. They look up and they're $80,000, $90,000 in debt on the business side, and then now they want to try to go get their business off the ground. Don't be one of those people. If you get business funding, use it the right way. Use it to grow and scale your business, to create cash flow, because that's the whole point of this business funding stuff. And then you want to rinse and repeat every 3 to 6 months to increase limits and diversify lenders. This is how real businesses scale fast without drowning in bad debt. I like to call bad debt anything that, especially on the business side, if you're self-funding, which is using your personal credit cards or trying to get a personal loan. That's not business funding, guys. Getting personal loans is not business funding. So you want to do this the right way and start to build business comparable credit, which is going to help you in the long run increase your business funding. All right. So I wanted to go over some of our results, success stories, to show you that this works. What I'm saying actually works for not only me. I'm not just a unicorn. It works for other people as well. Vanessa right here, who has gotten over 300K in funding. I know in this particular video, this was a while back, she had 160K that she had got using these same strategies that we're talking about. in 30 days, but now she's got well over 300K in funding, leveraging everything that I'm talking about in this video. And then this is Tish. I believe we pulled this off our Instagram story. She got over 70K in funding in literally 2 weeks. Okay, from a multitude of different banks, again, leveraging our strategies and everything that I'm breaking down here in this video. So guys, again, this stuff works. If you are a business owner and you're tired of guessing, you're tired of doing this on your own, you're tired of being enrolled in a YouTube university, and you want to just get some one-on-one dedicated strategic help to help you get your business funded. Doesn't matter if you need your credit fixed first, or your credit's already good and you just want to fast track this process and just get directly to the bag without any of this guesswork, go ahead and click the link in the pinned comment. You'll be able to go ahead, fill out a couple details, book a call with us. We'll be able to hop on that call with you, sit down, analyze your business, see if it makes sense for you and us to partner together and work with us in our funding mentorship program to be able to fund your business. Typically, we're getting funding for people in under 30 days. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Go ahead and smash that like button if you enjoyed today's content. Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications so you will be notified every time I drop a new video. And if you want to learn how I got over 500K, a full breakdown of my Omni growth strategy formula, go ahead and click the video that's on the screen right now. It's going to take you to a recent video I did where I break down my Omni growth strategy. So go ahead and click the video on that screen and I'll see you in that one.